wake you up and kickstart off your Thursday morning. So much more coming up on the show. And there's something so exciting that is, well, one thing that's so exciting is witnessing initiatives that make an impact, which create and advance our African digital entrepreneurs. And we went on to visit Wits University's Tshimologong Digital Innovative Precinct as they launched their gaming hub. Let's watch.
It's quite incredible standing here and looking over the audience and knowing that we're finally launching the gaming hub.
Tshimologong Digital Innovation Precinct has been founded by Prof. Lesley from Wits University. We are almost 6 years old, and our entire mission is around creating world-leading African digital entrepreneurs. So for us, that means solving local problems using technology, but at the quality of global exports. And we have seen some successes. We do work around animation, gaming, that's around our digital content, but also in hardware, electronics, AI, robotics, so hardware, content, and software. So software with the software development. We also do skills development, entrepreneurship development, and particularly access to market, which is really a driven need during COVID pandemic. So when entrepreneurs join the precinct, they can sign up for co-working space if they're not in an incubation and accelerator building. We probably have one of the highest speeds of internet in the city of Johannesburg, so that is one of our brag points. But we have high equipped facilities, so from place to a project launch or a product launch of your business, to access to boardrooms, to a community of supportive people. So what we really take pride in is understanding where the stages are of the ventures of our entrepreneurs and building an ecosystem around their business. So if you are an animator or a game, we will link you to publishers, to distributors. We're constantly in conversation with corporates to understand what their digital transformation needs are and how entrepreneurs can solve it. So we make those connections between corporates and entrepreneurs. The gaming sector is in a very exciting space globally, and it got a whole lot of new users during lockdown. Understandably, people were sitting at home. The problem is South Africa is losing out on this incredible opportunity. So by us being able to demonstrate the existing games in the country and really make sure we're taking studios from startup phase to professional studios, they start attracting investors, and platforms want their games published on their platforms. So our digital content hub was co-founded by AFD, the French Development Bank, as well as the Institute of France. We've been working together for over 3 years, and we've just renewed a few months ago a contract for an additional 2 years. What is exciting is that they came in at the developmental finance perspective, but now we've attracted Telkom, who's come on board to partner us and launch the studio. And what I love about Telkom's commitment right here is that many corporates speak about wanting research and development. They want the innovation, but they don't want the risk attached to it. They actually want products and services that are market ready, that are commercially ready. Whereas Telkom is coming on board and said, we are going to walk a journey with you and the entrepreneurs to get it commercially viable.
Our job as Telkom Future Makers is to make sure we help grow this industry. We help grow the startups, we support them as much as possible in order for them to be global companies. Telkom Future Makers last year ran a hackathon specifically in gaming in partnership with Tshimologong. And the reason we're focusing on having a hackathon in gaming particularly was to get entrepreneurs to help solve some of the key issues that we have in the gaming space. One of our business units is called VS Gaming, and some of the key things that we're wanting to do in that space is to make sure that we democratize gaming within the South African context. Things like democratizing or lowering the cost of equipment for gaming and getting more young people and more South African participants gaming and taking part in the growing gaming market. And we also saw it as an opportunity to encourage entrepreneurship. So the winners of the hackathon were encouraged to register businesses, that which the winners would then go through formal incubation through Tshimologong. And that's why in part today we're here to launch the gaming studio as well as to launch the official incubation program of the winners of the hackathon that we ran last year. Gaming is one of those that obviously use the internet. And so we've invested a lot into making sure that our network is stable. It's a fiber lines, and we invest in technologies that make sure that there's no latency in gaming. And so there are different packages. There are different gaming packages actually available for professional gamers to make sure that they've got the most optimal line for gaming from a network perspective, but also have access to gaming equipment and support as well.
As game developers, we're looking to get our work out there as much as possible. So today's event really got us the exposure that I feel like we needed at this point in time, and to the future we go. People from South Africa, I would like a strong African sense or element to whatever we create that's going to be out there to showcase what we have to showcase. We don't want something that's washed down to be accepted by them because it's made by us. We want us to be out there and be out there because we are us and we're African. We're currently working on a game called Banana Republic, which is a game that follows Dr. Nkosi fighting against Dr. Danger, who is the villain in this game, and the adventures are just crazy. They're just crazy. So Skinny Boy is just an African group that incorporates a lot of African themes into what we create. So we're unapologetically African, and we want to take it out there and showcase what we have as a game studio.
I mean, the gaming landscape is growing, which is really exciting. I mean, if you look at all the reports, the revenue that's being generated is so much more. There's studios popping up, there's IP popping up. The problem with the landscape at the moment is that it's very white and it's very male and it's very much based in one city. So we're not seeing diversity, and for me, and part of our curriculum and what we're looking at is we're not seeing African stories. You've got this great engine to tell stories. Games tell amazing stories, whether it's a full narrative that you're unpacking or it's just a small game with an African character. So we're not seeing diversity yet, but hopefully these kinds of initiatives are where we're really going to see change. We're going to see women coming into the space, and we're going to see people of color coming into the space. But the sector is growing and will continue to grow, I think, for the next few years, which is really, really exciting for us.
Gaming is blossoming, booming globally the world over. I mean, research was done very recently that showed that the sub-Saharan Africa is the region globally where there's the biggest growth in terms of gaming. And it's a bit of a travesty that the South Africans are not necessarily participating in that. And this is now an opportunity for South Africa to participate in that growing economy. We are particularly excited to be participating in this initiative because we do believe that gaming, digital gaming, is an important vector of economic development.
But I cannot wait to see our games attract such a global audience. It's time for Africa to really be able to unleash that creativity and put it on the global stage. And I hope that when we come back next year for the graduation, we have that result.